Give me 1 second. There's something wrong with this. Testing, testing. Can y'all see me? Let me know if you can see me now. Can y'all see me? I can see you. Okay, Brady Becca, thank you. So this is weird. I noticed that the stream, look at my hair's all crazy right now. I was trying to fix it and they can't fix it. Oh well. Okay, y'all hear me? Let me know. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Hey, Carol. So I was live and I couldn't see the screen. There's something going on with StreamYard. Hey, Phil Pessimist, how you doing? Hey, Kim. Hey, Carol. Hey, Chrissy B. Hey, tu mama. Brady Becca. I see y'all. Smurgy. Carol, how are you? Chrissy B, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. Bishop, how are you? Deborah, welcome. Jay McCarthy, I see you. All right. I don't know. Maybe StreamYard was having like a really weird technicality. Last Ronin was here like about 11 hours ago. Shout out to Last Ronin if you're watching the replay. I see you. Hey, Crow Red Eye, welcome. Venus Blue. Who else? Lady E, Debbie, Susan, how are you? A Taylor, how you doing, love? Alice. How's everybody doing? You said that's a whole lot of hair, honey. A whole lot of hair. Listen, story of my life. You know, I've always had a whole lot of hair. Um, Let me tell y'all a little story. Speaking of hair, when I was a child, there is this like Mexican custom. All right, where at least in my it happened to me and my sister. I have another sister, but it didn't happen to her. Where it said that if you shave your child's head bald when they're a toddler, then their hair is going to grow like long, you know? Well, it didn't grow long. It grew very thick. I mean, it's long now, but I mean, it was just very hard to manage growing up. So when I was younger, I was walking around very like I have pictures of myself just bald headed, and that was a thing that that I guess it was like a tradition. And so myself and my sister, we had like we have pictures of ourselves just completely bald. And it was just like, why are y'all like? And then I confronted my parents about this. And they were like, well, it was a thing, your tias and your tias and your aunties. And I said, y'all are crazy because you guys didn't do it to the youngest sister. Y'all just did it to me. That's child abuse. I'm just saying. So I refuse to. Baby Bunny will not have a bald haircut, but there's a lot of bald, you know, just completely bald infant pictures of mine out there. You believe it's true? I don't know. You heard that too? Thank you. Well, thank you, A. Taylor. Welcome. You said it's so cold in the West, like minus 40 this week. Fail pessimist, really? That just sounds like a crime. It should be a crime to be that cold. Hey, Steven, how are you? Shout out to you. I'm watching on Roku and doing my nails. I didn't know you could watch me on Roku. Oh, I am on TV, y'all. That's awesome. Well, I know. Shout out to Sylvia. Sylvia's not feeling well. Sylvia watches us on TV sometimes. Shout out to Sylvia. Mm-mm-mm. You said shit. My tias gave me and my bro a perm when I was 6 or 7. I don't know. These tias, these Mexican tias, they be wilding out sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I came from that. Welcome. Thank goodness my mother didn't hear me hear that. I've arrived. How are you, a Greek lady? Shout out to you. Hey, just do it. How are you, love? I'm in an extremely cold and warm. Wait, I'm in a extreme cold warning that it's saying it's gonna get down to negative 50. What? That's like a crime, y'all. Are you? Well, thank you, VD Kitten. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to everybody that's watching on the Roku. I didn't even know you could watch on Roku. I didn't know you could do that. But then again, I've never tried, so maybe that's what it is. Don't shave your head now. I promise you, it's not good. Like, I just think that that was just like a thing that they would do, like a custom thing, but it, to me, it doesn't work. But it's hard. Frostbite in minutes up in Canada. Oh my God, fail pessimist. Lord have mercy. Can you please just y'all be careful over there? All the beautiful Canadians, be careful, please. I was bald until I was 2. Mom taped pink ribbons in my hair, and still folks would say, "What my what a fat boy." These childhood traumas. No, no, no. I don't want to do it to my own kids. I've been trying my best. They have survived. Well, I have a sweater. I have multiple. I'm warm, so I'm probably not feeling the cold too much. But yeah, it's been snowing nonstop in Michigan for days. Oh, wow. Just the tea, please, is in the house. Welcome, welcome, love. Leah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Longer ads on TV, says Diana. Oh, really? Well, they got to get paid. That's what they do with the ads. I mean, YouTube has ads too, but it's how you monetize a video. What, I get like 2 pennies for an ad? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for watching the ads. Okay. I'm about to drive 2 hours from Canada, so we're all suffering. Be careful. Flooding. I heard it was snowing in Louisiana too. Am I right? Did I hear that correctly? Not Louisiana. Was it New Orleans? That's what I heard. That it was like snowing. Wow, y'all stay carefully warmed. Um, Thank you so much. It's Caroline Mary. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you saying that I deserve more revenue. Yes, I do. I deserve, and I deserve for people to hit that like button. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to you. Thank you. All right, guys, we got to get started. Debbie, just the tea. Welcome. Becky, how are you? I have pictures of me being bald. My hair is baby fine. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like a Mexican thing when they shave you bald, and it's supposed to like some kind of a custom. And I tried to like understand it. I still don't. So there's a lot of pictures of me with like as bald as a child, cute little dresses, bald as a child. I don't get it. And it wasn't just once; it was like multiple times that my head was shaved. So, anyways, let's move on. It snowed in Florida and in Louisiana a few weeks ago. Well, I heard it was snowing in like New Orleans and stuff like that. Yeah, the same, same, same. So I'm glad that it wasn't just me who heard that. Someone gifted me a membership. Thank you. It's probably we have a lot of gifters. Wim, who else? Tinkle Tits, Dee Dee has gifted. There's a lot of gifters out in the community. I'm really blessed. So thank you, thank you, thank you for gifting. Um, let's see, let's see, let's see. Who else? Who else? Just came in shoveling 5 inches of snow. I'm sorry. No worries, Pika. Shout out to Pika. I appreciate you, Pika. Hey, Pointer Lover, how are you, love? Okay, let's get it together, guys. We have so much to review, so many things to talk about, so many things to review and talk about. So let's do it. Let's get it together. So who are we gonna talk about? Who are we gonna talk about first? Because there's much. There's a case, okay? Anybody from Arizona here? Let me know. There's a case that I have been following. Matter of fact, it was the first true crime interview that I ever did on my channel. Guys, our channel had a birthday, a 4-year birthday. Was it February 6th? How old is my channel? I know it's 4 years. Now I gotta go look. Hold up, y'all. Your channel. Give me a second, because now I'm kind of curious. When did I start? Well, the account opened February 6, 2021. So we have 4 years. 4 years. And this was one of the first interviews that I did on my channel that was like true crime. Okay. And this was Alicia Navarro's mom. I was able to interview her. Well, I want to say, was it last year or was it in 2023? Oh my goodness, like my time is like off. Alicia Navarro turned up. Okay. She had been missing for like 5 years, 4 or 5 years. She was the Arizona teen who basically ran away, left a note behind. She jumped over the fence of her house and was missing for many years. And her mom never gave up, was out there. Well, she appeared, I think it was in Harv, was it Harv, Minnesota? She appeared. She walked into the police station and basically said, and this is now her being an adult, basically said, I want you guys to remove me out of the missing persons database because she was trying to get an ID. She was trying to get stuff. Well, she was with the perpetrator, like with that guy. That story broke, and I remember just being so happy because I got to talk to her mom on my channel, and she was just like the nicest person out there, really just trying to find her daughter, really concerned about her daughter's safety. And it just brought me to tears because I got to talk to her offline too. Amazing lady. So they caught the perpetrator, they brought him to justice. Oh my God, VD Kid, you said I joined when you were about 30K. The growth is well deserved, in my opinion. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, VD Kid. This is like um full circle for me, honestly. And I might do a separate video about this because it truly is a full circle moment, that I got to at least interview her mom at the time that she was missing. And now we have there's justice in this case. There's justice. Man linked to Alicia Navarro's teen missing for 4 years, sentenced to 100 years for child sex abuse. 100 years. When Alicia came into the police station, she was kind of like, I'm fine, everything's fine. Like, she was distant, I believe. I don't know her full diagnosis, but I believe it was like autism. And she had braces at the time that she went missing, so she wasn't taking care of her teeth or anything like that when she went missing. Okay. So the guy's name was Edmund Davis, and Edmund Davis pled guilty in September to one count of sexual abuse of children after authorities found explicit material on his electronic devices. So all of his devices were collected. They raided his house where Alicia was staying at, and it wasn't Minnesota, it was Montana. It was Harv, Montana, or something like that. A Montana man linked to the case of Alicia Navarro, the girl who walked into a police station 4 years after she vanished as a teen, was sentenced to 100 years in prison in an unrelated child sex abuse case. Edmund Davis pled guilty in September to one count of sexual abuse of children after authorities found explicit material on his electronic devices during a search of the apartment he shared with Navarro in Harv, Montana. He was sentenced to 100 years in Montana State Prison with 50 years suspended. He will not be eligible for parole for 25 years, the state Justice Department said in a news release Tuesday. Now, I didn't even read this part. And let me say this. When Alicia went to the police station to try to get herself removed from the missing person, they left the apartment that police had raided and went to a reservation. And this man's mother was like in the reservation, and I think they went there to try to basically flee police so he wouldn't be charged. Like, they're, the reservations are kind of like, you have to be very careful when you step into a reservation, and not everybody can go there. They have like their own police. You have police, and then you have their own police. So that's another thing, right? So keep that in mind. Well, they had stayed there and they were avoiding police, and like the New York Post was taking pictures of them. They caught up to them, and he was really just trying not to, get in trouble. He basically lured Alicia Navarro when she was just 15 years old. Okay. On like online. And I think it was like an online game. And I don't think it was Discord. It was some other online game or something like that where they first connected and they started talking. And then suddenly, like, she decides to run away, and she never came back. She walks into the police station and wanted to basically have her face removed from the missing person poster. Okay. So anyways, court documents had listed Davis as Navarro's boyfriend. Prosecutors said Davis tried to discard his cell phone by throwing it in the trash and placing items on top of it. A review of the content determined that the individuals depicted to be under the age of 13 with 2 images of children under the age of 5, including images of infants, toddlers, and other computer generated or animated content showing children being sexualized. The state Justice Department said. Investigators previously said that they found over 80 images on Davis's phone. Investigators went to the home in July 2023. So this happened in July. This happened in 2023. We broke the story of her walking into the police station. Yeah, it's all coming back to me. So the investigators went to the home in July 2023 looking for evidence connected to Navarro's case after she walked into the Harv police station, identified herself as the missing girl, and basically asked to help clear her off the missing juvenile list. Authorities said at the time, Navarro was 14 when she disappeared from her mother's home in Glendale, Arizona, and this was in 2019. Authorities have not said how Navarro ended up in Montana. Davis has not been charged in connection with her disappearance. He didn't get charged in the connection with her disappearance, but he got charged for the minors on his cell phone. I'm glad that they found something, because that was the concern that we had, and this is the what is it called, the statement from the department. Brady Becca, thank you for the 5. Dude needs to be put in a hole with nothing, because that is so gross. Well, and they try to play off this relationship that they had, right? Oh, that's an uncle, that's a cousin. He was working at a Walmart, and people were asking about Alicia. They were trying to stay like under the radar, and remember, he ran to the reservation, and thank you so much, Brady Becker, for the $5. He ran into the reservation because his mom was there, and he thought he was going to receive some level of protection. Sounds like the reservation was very cooperative with him being captured, because people were concerned, like, why are you guys coming to the reservation? Basically to avoid any type of arrest or anything like that. So a Montana man was sentenced Monday to 100 years at a Montana state prison with 50 years suspended, will not be eligible for parole. So good. 25 years for possessing child sex abuse material. So he's going to die in prison. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Hey, Oklahoma, how are you? He's going to die in prison. One less low life. But here's the deal. Is he connected to a bigger ring? That's the question that I have. Because I have to kind of wonder about this. Is he connected to another ring? How is he having 80 images of like children, infants being sexually violated, or pornographic for that matter? And what's his connection? Did he just go on like the dark web and get a bunch of images? I have to wonder about this. Okay. So Edmund Davis pled guilty to 1 count of sexual abuse of children last year after authorities found child sex abuse material on his electronic devices in 2023. A review of the content determined that the individuals depicted to be under the age of 13. Under the age of 13, with 2 images. Look at this shit. With 2 images of children under the age of 5, including images of infants, toddlers, and other computer generated or animated content showing children being sexualized. How this is a bigger ring, y'all. Like, I'm wondering so much more about this. The devices were discovered July 2023 when the Harv Police Department served a search warrant on Davis's apartment after learning that a woman went missing from Glendale, Arizona. Now, she's a woman now, but she was a child then at the age of 14. And this is in 2019. I interviewed her mom, I think it was in 2021. Like I said, very nice lady. So even though he wasn't charged for Alicia Navarro's situation, I'm glad that there was some level of justice, and others, like some level of justice, but I really wish he would have been charged for Alicia Navarro's kidnapping. Alibaba says, please talk about everyone deleting their videos on Daniel. Please talk about Read and Find Out channel. This dude is a cop. Well, Alibaba, I run a topic list, so you're just gonna have to wait. I promise y'all we'll talk about Daniel here in a minute. I promise. And then I have another video coming up on that as well. So just hang tight, okay? So I wanted to talk about this and let's move on. Yeah, why not kidnapping? Maybe because she refused to testify against him. Because you got to understand, I think that she was groomed to believe that she was in this relationship. I think that that's what happened. And maybe she chose to like not testify against him. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what happened. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Now, here's my question, y'all. I know we forgot about this lady, but I haven't forgotten about this lady because you always got people like this that will, like get away with shit. Elizabeth Holmes speaks from behind bars.
Elizabeth Holmes speaking out for the first time since being convicted of fraud in a voice far different than the one she used as CEO of her failed biotech company, Theranos.
She didn't resemble the iconic image we all remember of her time as CEO of Theranos with the black turtlenecks, crimson lipstick, and green juices.
First they think you're crazy, then they fight you, and then all of a sudden you change the world.
First they think you're crazy, and then they fight you, and then you change the world. How many of y'all know about Elizabeth Holmes? Let me know. Elizabeth Holmes basically defrauded a bunch of investors on a company called Theranos, which was supposed to be like this thing where they take your blood and it's supposed to diagnose basically things. And then it turns out that she was just basically taking money from a lot of reputable people out there. But I didn't know I didn't know I could do the voice. Hold up. First they take your, oh wait, let me move this. First they take your mind and then they take your, like the voice changer girl. What? Y'all forgot about this? Well, yeah, she had been sitting behind bars. I guess she got interviewed. What was with the voice changer? She was trying to be Steve Jobs. Like I'm wearing a turtleneck sweater right now, but she was literally like it was all black. She would only wear black, hair in the back, and she would talk like this. And I don't know why she's talking like this. I don't get it, girl. I don't get it. Y'all remember that? High stakes grifter. Let me just say. Who did what's her name? The attorney? What the hell is her name? Beth Karras? Beth Karras, Lima girl. Beth Karras said that you were kind of like that Theranos lady. Now you start walking around with turtlenecks like this, girl, all black, and you start talking like this. Then we got issues, girl. We got issues. I'm sorry. Does that like F up everybody's ear? She was infatuated. She was. And yeah, it was like a Madoff scheme. I will say that. Now, I will say this. There was part of me that was like, okay, this girl is just trying to make it in a very male dominated field, right? And so she had to kind of like, take on this persona. And I'm like, no, like maybe that's what it was. So much so that she had to copy Steve Jobs' outfit and also like, I guess, sound more male like. I know. Yeah, the turtlenecks and the space pants. And then she was having like a love affair. She was sleeping with one of the guys up in there. That was weird, but okay, let me keep playing this.
The baritone voice is now gone. She just talks in a normal voice.
In an interview with People magazine from the Texas federal prison where she served nearly 2 years of her sentence for defrauding investors in her billion-dollar startup, Holmes saying, quote, "It's been hell and torture to be here." Holmes revealing there's not a day that she hasn't continued working on her research and inventions from behind bars.
What?
Saying that she's committed to her dream of making affordable healthcare solutions available to everyone.
No. No. Girl, give up. She should start a YouTube channel. She should start a YouTube channel. That's what, girl, give up on that and start a YouTube channel. You would get a lot of following because there are people out there. Like you can write your story. I'm just saying. She's still working on her healthcare dreams. Right, Smurgy's like refining her gift. She's thinking she has not given up. All right, she's refining her gifts. Don't give her any ideas. I'm just saying she should just start a YouTube channel. But she's still committed. She's still committed.
She doesn't think she defrauded anyone or lied to anyone. She believes in the technology and believed, one day, potentially, if she had more time, she would have changed the world, and wants to try to do that when she gets out.
Hello, Walgreens. Welcome to Theranos.
In a case that riveted the public and inspired a TV series and documentary.
Wait. I didn't watch that. So did she just do her voice? Hello, Walgreens. Welcome to Theranos. I cannot.
Patients who used Theranos' medical devices for blood tests testified that they received false diagnoses for miscarriages and diseases like HIV.
Oh my God.
Following a nearly 4-month trial, Holmes was found guilty of fraud and sentenced to 11 years in prison, which has already been reduced to 9 for good behavior. Holmes is expected to be released in 2032, and she continues to appeal her sentence. In the meantime, Holmes' daily life looks far different than during her years as a biotech trailblazer. By 8 a.m., Holmes begins her work as a reentry clerk, helping women inmates write resumes and prepare to apply for government benefits upon their release from prison. She also teaches French classes. Twice a week, she sees her 2 young children and her partner, Billy Evans. Holmes' first child was born just before her trial began, and her second 3 months before she reported to federal prison. Their time together, the highlight of Holmes' days behind bars, saying goodbye, the hardest part. Holmes and her co-defendant, Sunny Balwani, were also ordered to pay $452 million.
Funny that she's speaking on this too. Who is this lady? Y'all remember?
In restitution. Holmes' attorney did not respond to our request for comment. Holmes says that she's speaking out now because she feels passionately about advocating for other prisoners, especially other mothers who are separated from their children.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, that is. I guess she gave an interview to People magazine or whatever. I cannot. I'm like, lady, people died. There was people that were, well, not only is it just defrauded, but people were put at risk because of the bullshit magical blood thing that she put out there. Like, no, I cannot. And I just can't believe, I mean, she really is working behind bars on her dreams. She still feels like she didn't defraud anybody, and she'll be released, in like 8 years? 2032? So in a couple of years. I mean, her kids will be pretty big by then. But I'm kind of curious to know about this inside Elizabeth Holmes' relationship with hotel hair Billy Evans. There was millions of reasons for him to run. Oh, he stayed by her side. Okay. I might have to get the magazine just so I can read what this interview was like, or what was said, because I'm kind of curious. Let's see. What do y'all think? Let me know. Her husband is super wealthy, so she will be fine. I think she'll be fine. I mean, she'll get the honey buns. She'll get, you know what I'm saying? Like, she'll have the refills of the refills. She'll be fine. All right, whatever. One less fraudster sitting on boards. We have too many sitting on boards. Hey, Cheeks. Cheeks is like, I've arrived. I'm late. Okay. You didn't know about, well, I thought that was her voice, but I guess her voice is normal now. She doesn't have to change it up anymore. Elon Musk. Okay, how many children does Elon Musk have? Not that I give a shit, because I mean, the guy's rich and clearly he can support them. But how many does he have? So Ashley, is it St. Clair, says Elon hasn't acknowledged their baby, urges him to finish their agreement in her statement. Okay. So I saw this and I said, what is this about? What is going on? So she's an influencer, and she welcomed his 13th child 5 months ago. So, I mean, he can afford, listen, we're parasites, okay? He can afford a gazillion children. Yes, he can. He called us parasites, all right? So I'm just going to say, all right? But apparently he can't, like, pay attention to all of them. I mean, he's only one guy, you know what I mean? Excuse me. In a now deleted reply to Musk 53 on X on Saturday, February 15th, St. Clair, a conservative influencer and children's book author, wrote that she and her team have been trying to communicate for the past several days and you have not responded. Oh, wait, so she's a conservative influencer and a children's book writer. Musk X post, which simply stated, "Whoa," was in response to an account which posted a screenshot of an alleged X post from 2020 that showed St. Clair joking about wanting to get Elon Musk's attention for a marriage proposal. He can only carry so many human shields at once. I can't figure what is. Thank you for saying this. Thank you for saying the obvious. Listen, we all have different tastes, but can y'all tell me what is the sex factor behind Elon? I mean, money can make people look sexy, I guess. I don't know. Let me know. Yeah, didn't he date like Amber Heard too? Wasn't that another one too? If I remember correctly. You said, LOL, she's pissed off he took a different concubine to the White House and she dropped it. Oh my God. Hey, Jeanette. He's gross. He looks like a Minecraft character. He does. That's the thing is like he does. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something very robotic about him. I just can't. I don't know. Anyway, so St. Clair went on to accuse the X account of sharing underage photos of her, writing to Musk, "When are you going to reply to us?" instead of publicly responding to smears from an individual who posted photos of me in my underwear at 15 years old. So this is like very intense. People are going back and forth. Ashley and Elon have been privately working towards the creation of an agreement about raising their child for some time. It is disappointing that a tabloid reporter who repeatedly ambushed Ashley and her family made it possible to complete the process confidently. We are waiting for Elon to publicly acknowledge his parental role with Ashley to end unwarranted speculations, and Ashley trusts that Elon intends to find their agreement quickly in the best interest of the well-being and security of the child they shared. Okay, well, all right. So people are out here. I mean, she's a gorgeous woman. I just want to know what she saw in Elon. That's all. That's all. I mean, what? What is this? Girl, like, what is this? Look it. What is this? Look it. What is this? Oh my God. Cash. Let me know. It's going to take the courts to make this ass acknowledge his own damn kids, right? That's what I want to know. Anyway, so this has been brewing, and I'm just wondering, like, I don't know. How many kids does he have? So is this the 13th or is there more? Is there more? I didn't even know he had that many kids. I mean, but like I said, if he could take care of them, then he can take care of them. I mean, hell, like, do you? There's more news. There's more news. Let's see. A government worker's message for Elon. Even government workers are messaging Elon right now. He is like all over trending. I mean, he's Elon. He can make himself trend on Twitter, X now. Ashley, St. Clair influencer who claims to have had Musk's 13th child, reveals a life of secrecy after whirlwind romance with down-to-earth billionaire. Really? They had a romance? They had a romance. I don't know, y'all. I mean, money can move things. I'm just saying. So she gave birth to his 13th child, revealed in the post how she was driven to lead a life of secrecy after whirlwind romance with the billionaire ex-owner in an exclusive sit-down. So she is sitting down and talking to the press. I mean, Elon has not yet acknowledged the allegations, and his rep did not respond to multiple requests by comments by the post. He has made numerous unrelated posts on X since his alleged lover made the announcement. Is he married? Isn't he married? Let me know. Is Elon? I thought he was married. Is Elon? Oh, no, he's not. He's been married a couple times. No, he's not. I mean, I don't know. Nope. He isn't married, but he's been married before. Okay, well. Okay, cool. Yeah. So that is what's going on. Not married, 13 kids. He believes he is the best person in the world and should thus have as many children as possible. There's a lot of people, a lot of men that like to do all that. I have a lot of questions. We the people have a lot of questions. Not enough smart people are having kids. He's trying to fill in the gap. I'm not a fan. You said he's engaged. Stop it, Kitty Fox. Stop it. Stop it. You said I have been with uglier and much poorer men. Wim, did you know about Elon having like the 13th child and he's not recognizing the child? What do you think about that, Wim? I mean, we were just talking about that and that's coming out. Oh my God. Well, thank you for passing by. Make sure y'all hit the like button. No, he doesn't have a kid with Amber. They had a little situation, but I don't think that he has a kid with Amber. Anyway, so that's the news on that. You failed pessimist is like, I've been with worse. Come on, failed pessimist. Well, listen, money can make everybody like cute. You know, some of us, I'm not going to say me. Some people will overlook things if the dollar is right. Like hell, I mean, she don't got to work, right? I just imagine what that child support would look like. Okay. I'm saying like, maybe it's unlucky because it's the number 13, potentially. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just wanted to bring this little mess. And I think it's just, I mean, for somebody who is very conservative, a conservative, excuse me, for somebody who's a conservative, for there to be a scandal about you not taking care of your kids or acknowledging your kids, well, damn, that says a lot about your thoughts behind families and stuff like that. Like Elon, you're essentially like what? Like Trump's right-hand man. Like, why can't you get it together? Why can't you respond and do the manly thing that many people say that you have to do and raise your children and recognize them? Like, I just want to know. Okay? All right. Just saying. I gave you Fox at that right now because I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying. Right. The family values, like recognize your 13 children. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Isn't there like a family value behind this? Isn't it like marriage and I'm just saying, how does he have to, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So maybe he just doesn't get it. Maybe he doesn't get it. It must be more than 13 because now is Amber Heard's kid his? I didn't think that was I think that was determined. You know what? I think you're right. Most of them are just opportunists. Period. All right. I said it. Okay. Let's get it together. He is the new 19 Kids and Counting. Yeah, I could see a reality TV show coming from that. I could totally see that. He's just breeding an ego. Well, wasn't one of his kids like at the White House too? Like that. See, I don't be keeping up with that stuff because I really don't give a shit about, you already know how I am. I just don't. But I'm kind of curious, like all these babies, like all this scandal. Are you taking care of yours? The lady's saying that you're not even acknowledging whatever deal you guys had. Like, what is that all about? Look. Let's move on to another controversial topic that's been happening, okay? Are y'all ready? Let me know. I know, right? Right, Venus Blue. I saw that. Another controversial topic. Shout out to you. Tico Tits. My boyfriend is being lazy and doesn't want to go to brunch. So here's this box. Tinkle Tits. I love you. Thank you for the 1999. Tinkle Tits. Tell your boyfriend that I appreciate the 1999 and the brunch sounds really good. I didn't really have a full breakfast. So thank you for this. Thank you. We got to talk about another controversial topic. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? So I was working on another video, okay? Let's talk about now. Where's the person that was asking about Daniel Greene? We go talk about Daniel Greene, okay? And I have been like thinking about this very heavily, right? Going back and forth, going in the comments, really thinking about hearing what everybody has to say about this whole situation with Naomi Keene coming forward and making allegations against Daniel Greene, okay? And what I've learned, and there's another video that I'm working on right now as we speak. It's being edited, okay? You shouldn't take everything to face value, right? Like I've been on this internet the account has been here for 4 years, right? And there has always been a situation where people will speak out, which power to people that are coming forward and speaking out, right? Like this isn't about that. I believe that, if something happened to you and you're wanting to speak out, that's amazing and great. But with that comes heavy criticism of what happened, of the things that you put out there and the things that you say and everything. I have a lot of questions about what Naomi has said about Daniel. The second video, Cheeks, left me really stunned. Number one, it is one thing to give details about an alleged assault, okay? It's something completely different to reenact it. Typically, and out of the years that I've been, working with people and been in the, in government and whatnot, I've never seen anybody reenact an alleged assault online. I find that to be very disturbing. So for those that don't know, and let me break it down a little bit, because some of you guys will be like, well, what the hell's going on? Okay. Daniel Greene is a book YouTuber. Okay. So he's like, it's a book YouTube. It's a different community. And he does a lot of like book reviews and he brings different stuff about books. And he has a huge following, well over 500,000. Okay. His channel's pretty huge. And people have done business with Daniel. I mean, it's a different area of YouTube. There's a woman that came forward in the last week and a half where she basically said that she was sexually assaulted by Daniel Greene. She did a video in 2023 where she doesn't name him as a perpetrator or the person that assaulted her. And she gives details about different things that happened and how she thought that she might have been assaulted and how she has had to deal with, the police and having to go through that, which some of us could probably relate to. We know what it's like to have to retell a story to law enforcement and then potentially go to court. When she said this, I sat there and I thought, okay, so she filed a police report, or at least she tried to talk to them. Present time, she does a video where she is essentially saying that Daniel Keene has threatened to sue her. And even we sat there because she didn't name him. He basically outed himself in that video. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. See if I could pull these videos up. This is her page. She does this video and says, I received a cease and desist from Daniel Greene. This was 5 days ago. Okay. In this video, she talks about first of all, she has a panic attack. She talks about details. She says certain things that this behavior, a lot of people came forward and basically said, our hearts are with you. We stand with you. We cannot believe this happened. And then from this video, which got well over 288,000 views in like a short amount of time. Okay. And it's been building up since. She does this video where she basically outs him and says, well, he sent me a cease and desist. This is where we're at. And he is trying to silence me. But she doesn't give full details about what actually happened. And that's the piece where a lot of us felt like, what is going on? Because in this video, you said that he was sober and you took a mouthful of edibles and you had been taking edibles when the alleged assault took place. Okay. She had been saying that she took a lot of edibles and he was sober. She says in this video that he was sober. So then that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I said, oh, okay, well, okay, he was sober. But here in this other video, in this one that you did part 2,
Hello.
you're saying that he took 10 milligrams of an edible. So if she took edibles throughout the day and he got back from like the flight and they were about to meet, he also took an edible. So they were both taking edibles. And that I just sat there and I said, okay, like maybe she just misinformed. Maybe she just it didn't quite make sense. Other point that I'm going to drive. Okay. She called herself this man's therapist for the last 3 years while he's in a relationship with another person. I believe her name is Kayla. She is messaging him back and forth for many, many years. Now, I had a question about this because I said, well, wait a minute. Like, you're saying that it was not an affair. I'm sorry, guys. Like, if he's openly in a relationship with somebody else and you're, his emotional support and you're giving him therapy type of support, that's an emotional affair, right? There's an emotional thing about that. And some people have said that, Real Deal, but I don't know his body type. I don't know if he typically takes, like, that's like saying, well, if you take one shot, you're not going to be drunk. Or if we just don't know. I don't know. I just don't know about that. I feel like saying that would mean that we don't know what his, what is it? What's the word? What his level is. What is the word? I haven't said this word in a while. Anyways, let me stop. We don't know what his level is or his ability to take that. We don't know if he drank before. We don't know any of these details. We just know that when she initially brought the story forward, she never said that he took 10 milligrams. She said that after the fact, when she says, well, it was basically nothing. We don't know that. We don't know what effect that has on the body. Tolerance. Thank you. I couldn't even think of the word. I don't know what his tolerance is, and at the same time, that's not excusing his behavior. And let me be very clear. Somebody sleeping naked doesn't permit you, or isn't because I saw some of my comments and they're like, yeah, and you're sleeping naked next to him. No, that's not a permission to go and violate a person. No, it's not. We don't understand what that arrangement was like. And I refuse and I rebuke anybody saying, well, she slept naked next to him. I don't care about that. That doesn't give you the right to violate a person just because they slept naked on a bed next to you. Okay. Like, that's still not consent. I completely understand this piece. And I would never, support anybody that would say that, if that makes sense. That's not consent. Sleeping naked is not consent. But what really got to me about this is when she talked about, I'm her words, a sugar baby. He's not my sugar daddy, but I'm a sugar baby. Well, you mean to tell me that if he's offering money and wanting to spoil you, he couldn't spoil you to a different room? The sleeping in the same room didn't need to happen. You know what I mean? Like that. Excuse me, let me clear my throat. Yeah, and I just want to make sure I clear that. The sleeping in the same room did not need to happen. That, my friends, is a no. But she knew that he was in this relationship with a partner that he had been. I think they just got engaged, and she kind of egged this thing on. And there was, in my opinion, there was an affair. When you're playing therapist with an unattainable man, you are having an emotional affair with somebody That's just how it is. That's just how it is. I'm not like, if I find out, I'm married, if I find out that my significant other is having a relationship where a person is qualifying herself as a therapist, well, where am I lacking that I can't be my husband's therapist or my partner's therapist? Where am I lacking in that? That's the piece that I didn't understand that. I don't get that. She would have to be comfortable with him to be naked. I just mean, what is the extent of their relationship or friendship? That, thank you, Caroline Mary, that's what I mean, right? But that does not give him an invitation to try anything, period. You would have to be, I'm not going to sleep naked to a stranger that I just met. Right? Like nobody does that. Let alone be in a room by yourself with somebody, right? But we would have to understand what was the closeness. And clearly, in my opinion, that would be too, you sleeping naked next to a man that I'm with, that would be way off. No. That, my friends, is an unattainable man that shouldn't have. And let me just say this, they both crossed the lines. When Kayla said in her message that you guys are both deplorable, I 1000 I agree. Kayla knows what the hell she's getting into if she's engaged to that man and is married to that man or getting married to that man. You know what you're getting yourself into because it's playing out publicly. And she understands this, right? That's how I see it. If my husband had a friend and slept naked next to them, they are cheating. Thank you, Rena. I would think. I seriously felt misled. I said he had a punchable face. I take that back and apologize because the video that she puts out plays at our heartstrings. First of all, I'm not taking away from a potentially that she was violated. It could have, happened, but there's so much in between that it's just a lot of gray. And I don't, like somebody said in my comments, well, I want us to be careful how we're reviewing this and what we're thinking and the commentary that we're giving. Well, you're not going to censor my commentary, period, right? But if I'm telling you, like this right here, there's a lot of gray to this, and this is the part that doesn't make sense. And there was a lot of people in my comments, and I'm going to read some of them. I didn't know. First of all, now this is like sunk into me. She was writing songs to him. Did y'all read the lyrics of the songs? He was with his girl. "'Cause I Can't Have You" is one of the names of the songs. Your girlfriend. Maybe one day. Your girlfriend. And in these songs, I could tell you that, like, even the verse, maybe one day if we're both single, maybe we can both try us out. But not till that day when we're both single. Because I can't do that to her. Huh? Then there's more. You can't blame me if I feel some extent. It's not cheating if we never change the way we've been. Baby, if I come and take your hand, there's part of me that doesn't care if she's your girlfriend. Even wrote songs about the dude. Okay, hold up. But these were from long before we hung out in Vegas. So you knew that he wasn't, like, I don't understand this. The titles of the song. Yes. Did y'all read the songs? It's very muddy waters. Now, here's the deal. She says she filed a police report. And I hope that, like, she doesn't give on this video what happened, right? Like, what happened with your police report? What came out of this? And that's the piece that I think is pretty misleading too. There's a lot of misleadingness that happened. And so now people that have made videos on basically publicly denouncing Daniel Greene have taken those videos down, have basically said, we're not doing that. That's what happened. On top of that, well, I mean, that's her art. I can't get past the room from one bedroom to the front. Well, this is what I can't like. My thing is that she said, I am a sugar baby. Now, I don't want to misspeak because like there's a lot of opportunities to misspeak on this, okay? And let me say this. Let's see if we can find it. She says, I'm a sugar baby. Here it is. Is it in the 2-minute mark? It's right here.
As to what the fuck spoil even means, I'm a sugar baby. Now, he and I were not daddy baby. He wanted to spoil me as a friend. Like, that was explicit there. I know some people are not going to understand that. Some people are going to be like, I know. Me sharing this information makes me look bad.
That piece. So I said, well, if he's got all this money, why not just get you a separate room? Right? You don't want to invite, you know that he's in a relationship. Why invite any of that? The sugar baby piece took me out, right? Like that I don't get this. And then there's more messages, and she's not showing everything. She's not. There's more that doesn't, she's not showing. You haven't seen, Caroline, go watch it. She is reenacting the assault. This is the piece that I was like, I cannot, like, she's reenacting what happened in the bed. She is reenacting basically him. I'm going to play this part, y'all. Biggest trigger warning, okay? Because it's like horrible. First of all, here's one thing to give details, okay? Yes, sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. This right here got to me. I said, I don't know how I feel about this. And people were reacting to it. They were like, what is going on? And she literally reenacted the alleged assault on the bed. Caroline, go watch it. Go watch it. I did a video on it yesterday. You can open your eyes now, Ada. You're fine. Yeah, she stayed it was more than one night. It was multiple nights in the same room. Okay? So there's a lot of gray to the story. That's what I'm saying. And as I said, you know, I wouldn't be authentically myself if I didn't tell you guys. Like, at first I just wanted her to get a lawyer, and I still think that she should get a lawyer, period. But I would be wrong to not tell you guys that I have some concerns about the story, this situation. And I think that law enforcement would probably feel the same way too. Not because I don't believe her, but because of the in-between that happened. Could she consent is consent, right? Let's be very clear. We're not going to change the definition of consent. She could have been teasing him. She could have led him on. And in the minute that she says, I don't want it, it should have stopped right then and there, right? That, my friends, is wrong. And there's laws behind this. Okay. She should have stopped. Like, he should have stopped. That's it. Okay. But there were instances of this that kept going. And I think that after this, it was when he blocked her and there was no more communication back and forth. So it was a thing. Yeah, these cases are so complex when it comes to the law since there's minimal evidence. Yep, exactly. You're absolutely right. And that's why this is why my stance is believe victims, right? But there are times where, you know, you might get another, I don't know, more information, more to this, and it makes you believe like, okay, you're at duty to stand back and really evaluate what you're being told from a case or from a story or from an allegation. I think it's important. There's a lot of people out there. This is the other side of that. There's a lot of people that are wrongfully convicted for things that they did not commit. Okay. And then we find out years later, well, shit, it shouldn't have happened this way, or this is what it was. Okay. If an assault occurred, absolutely, it needs to be investigated, call 911, do all these things. But if it didn't occur and you're like running this, I have to question this. And there are people out there. I think I had somebody who identifies as a feminist who basically said, well, I always believe all the women. And I'm like, yeah, girl, but I have questions because I work with both men and women. And let me tell you, it is never black and white when it comes to a situation like this. It just isn't. It isn't. So let me see if I can go to There's another video that I'm working on regarding this. And it was some of the comments here. I had so many insightful comments. Okay. Here's somebody who said, if you think now knowing of sexual assault except from the media, Naomi's new video makes it look like they lied. Okay. See if I can make myself smaller. But the truth is rarely so clean. That's true. People also don't understand consent at all. Being naked isn't consent. I agree. Being friends with someone isn't consent. Having a crush on someone isn't consent. Being in a committed relationship with someone isn't consent. Sex the previous night isn't consent to have sex in the morning. Saying maybe later isn't consent for now or later. As a femme presenting people, we're trained to placate and be nice to the point, even when we're indicating we don't want something. We have to say it in such a gentle way to men in order to not ruin the relationship and make them mad at us. To an outsider, I don't think that that's what we have to do, but that's just my thought. If no means no, and I'm not in this confine of like, if it's no, it's no, and then you do what you have to do to, figure out how to maneuver that situation. But her stance was, I took, and the numbers were skewed. First it was 40, then it was 50 milligrams of, edibles, THC. And then she never said that he had taken any as well. And there's so much in between. I said context is everything when it comes to this. So it says right here, just because Naomi, and I'm not gonna read this whole thing, just because Naomi had wanted more in the past with Daniel doesn't mean that in that moment they wanted it. The fact that people aren't getting that really worries me about the relationship they're in and might have in the future. Okay. I don't think we're blaming her for, them for the relationship or anything like that. But I'm also very much understanding that this situation is a bit complex, if you know what I mean. Somebody said, I watch all the videos, and in my opinion, despite some questionable decisions on her behalf, I would still consider it SA. And that's the piece. If she did not consent, then it's considered SA. But on the eyes of the law, is it considered SA? What happened here? What happened? That's the thing. And then somebody said, I think it's pretty clear what happened here. They were friends for years. Naomi wanted to be more, but Daniel wasn't there. Were clear temptations and seductions at time points of their friendship. Naomi was fine getting spoiled and even paid for sex because she was given money. I don't know if it was for sex, but she was given money. To be clear, Daniel clearly felt guilty after for cheating, told his girlfriend, and they tried to work it out. Naomi was clearly not okay with being sidelined and released a video shortly after Daniel announced his girlfriend engagement. Look deeply into her song lyrics. It's not hard. Her song lyrics are interesting, to say the least. Let's see. Yeah, it's the lack of directiveness in one of the videos. And we believe victims, not just women. Period. Thank you for saying this. Because can we also say men can be victimized too? Men have been victimized, and they also don't report everything that happens. Okay? I've said this before. Some of y'all don't like me saying that. But like I said, it's not just women believe all. No, men can be victimized as well. So stop it. No, I see your comment, Elsa. That's how I stand. Like, do y'all know how often men are victimized and it's not reported? So yeah, like it's not just women are victim. No, men can be victimized too. I told y'all how I stand on that. Because I've seen it. I've seen men be victimized and not be able to report or have had something held against their will. Like that's the piece. And I'm sorry, but that's where I stand. This is why I struggle sometimes in the argument that it's only one way or this way, or y'all know how I am. I don't get married to any stance of one thing or another. Okay, let's see. Good grief. I feel terrible for Daniel. He got wrapped up with a crazy person. It's a shame. Everyone with YouTube felt the need to immediately make a video about how terrible he is without understanding the situation. The first video, I felt bad for them, but then I took it at face value. We take a lot of things at face value, don't we? Now I'm on Daniel's side. So there's a lot of people that came into my comments and said, now I'm on Daniel's side. And I'm like, oh my God, it's not even about being on sides. Honestly, we have to what's the word? Maybe get a little bit more educated on like what actually happened. Like let law enforcement decide what took place if they haven't already. Basil the Lovable. I think Naomi's text after the incident in Vegas implied that she consented and wanted to do more and was mad that Daniel didn't. You know what, Basil? I thought the same thing too. Especially there was a part in her text that said something to the effect of like, about the pleasure part, LOL, or laughing my ass off, like there was no pleasure from that. Yeah. Yeah, discussing the nuance is important. Absolutely. Hi. Chico, I don't blame you. Let me see. I know a female who bragged about having revenge on someone. It's so gross, right? Like this shit does happen. Baby K, yup. That's why it's so hard for me sometimes to listen and believe every woman's story. You have to be careful. Like you do. I'm just saying, like, but I applaud people that come forward because let me say this, like it's hard, but also note that it doesn't stop right there. You're going to have to come forward in front of, your perpetrator, judge, juries, all these people, and people will tear apart your story. This is why I was like wondering, well, like she should have hired a lawyer and figure this out. Now, the other thing too, she's in Canada, and I know like the US doesn't have any jurisdiction in Canada. You can sue somebody in Canada, but there's like a petition and there's different things and measures that you have to take place. That's going to cost a lot of money. This is a case that I'm going to follow, by the way. Y'all know I'll be following lawsuits. If Daniel sues, I'm going to follow this and I'm going to report on it. Because I want to know, y'all know we report lawsuits, true crime, different kinds of things, but this is one. And sometimes we go international. Hell, we've been reporting on Liam Payne and everything that's been happening in Argentina. I'm kind of curious. Now, a lot of people aren't like, yeah, I mean, I want to follow it. This is why I don't listen and believe. I listen and offer resources, says Jay McCarthy. And sometimes, depending on the position that you're in, it's not always up to you to believe everything. Sometimes you just have to listen. That's all. Well, we all cope differently, but like when people are fake being victims, I think we can spot it out better. Sometimes that happens. Oh yeah. I mean, it might be easier for her to sue or him to sue since they say Canada is going to be the 51st state. Let me know when that happens. Let me know when that happens. I don't think she will. He threatened to sue. That's what he's doing, but she's in Canada. You know what I mean? But I want to be reporting on that lawsuit because now I'm kind of curious since I saw by the way, the reason I'm talking about this, even though I'm not in that community, shout out to everybody that's in that community. The reason why I think it's important to report on this, right, is just to understand like different sides. I don't agree with silencing anybody. But I also don't agree with like painting a story and not giving full context. You have to give full context. And like, look at Wim said, I have been silent for over 50 years. Everybody, there's a reason. Men can become victims too. Men can be victimized too. And this is the part where it's like, you have to understand that. Okay. Now, there was another message that she showed where there's in 2016, he allegedly AR'd a person. If a person comes out and says, hey, this did happen to me, I'm going to I'm sorry, but we have to hear that side too. Okay. Because it's not just because one person misrepresented something doesn't mean that everybody else is misrepresenting that. Right. Like we have to listen to all sides of it. Thank you so much, Wim, for sharing this. Do you see what I'm saying about men also being silent or not being able to fully process everything that's happened to them. This is why it's not just believe all women, it's believe all victims, but if also know that anybody can fall in that as well. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. I'm still stuck on her rolling around the bed in its like, baby K. That's the thing, is I didn't understand that. The reenactment, like Caroline, I suggest you go watch that video, because you're gonna come back in my comments and you're gonna be like, "What the hell did I?" I'm gonna tell you, if you go watch Caroline that video, like please, the biggest trigger warning, because first of all, it was really hard to watch her have a panic attack on that other video. Now to watch her reenact some of this was just like, I was not ready for that. Was not ready for that. I think he still gets her on defamation potentially. Let me know. I want you to let me know what you think in the like. Come back. I'm gonna do another video and just kind of give my thoughts in a more concise way about just overall what I think about this. And I'm already working on the edits. Yes, Rena, that's correct. That's correct. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Like, somebody said, as someone who is a survivor of SA, it wouldn't even cross my mind to reenact anything. And that's not to say that people don't deal with their trauma differently, but my God, she clearly has some mental illness and needs to address it. Daniel needs to reconsider his actions, how he goes about relationships. But this just seems like a way to humiliate him. If not that Kayla is watching any YouTubers or anything like that, but let me say this. If Daniel, Kayla, or team are watching any of this, please note that it's emotional cheating. It's cheating. When somebody's considering you a therapist and you're not openly talking to your partner should have been aware of the fact that the way in which you see cheating, that the fact that you feel like you could be a serial cheater, that is something that your partner needs to be aware of. So you guys can talk about it over therapy. That's not somebody online. Okay, you bring that over to therapy. If you really love somebody, you're gonna work through those issues. That's what you're gonna do. Okay, because this is part of that weathering the storm. All right, people think that as soon as you get married or you move in together, that it's all pink roses. No, it's not. Okay, I'm telling you this from somebody who has been through it for a couple years. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Okay. Wim just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Wim. Guys, put some hearts in the chat if you've been blessed by Wim. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, she could have explained it without reenacting it. I understand. She has to give a visual, and there's no evidence except her perspective. The thing is, Caroline, they're gonna tear that shit apart. Like any lawyer would tear that apart. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if she has anybody on her side to talk to her. Sounds like she's got friends. Your friends advised you wrong. And if I were her, I would probably take those videos, at least the reenactment video, down, because that's not good. That's not good. Wim, thank you again. Thank you. You think it's giving Lively and Baldoni? Somebody said that it was similar to like Neil Gaiman, like what he did to her, something to that effect. Wow. That's what they said. Yeah, I would. And if you don't, I did a video yesterday on it too. But that's my thoughts on that. That's what I have to say. So I'm working on another video. Some of y'all may watch it, some of you guys may not, and that is okay. Just my thoughts on that. If there is a lawsuit, I would like to report on it and probably keep up with it to thank you, love. To also give everybody the update. I'm an SA survivor and would never want to relive or reenact red flags all day. A lot of people said that. And like I said, there is no model or perfect victim of how somebody should act or do. That's not what this is about. If she was violated, consent was needed. And we will never advocate for any of that. But we need to understand that there's probably different sides to this. Yes, Daniel Greene is they call him a booktuber. Booktuber. I think that's his, that's what they call them. He is somebody, I mean, very well known in the community. Let me see if I could pull up a little bio on him. That's him. Okay. That is him. That is him. That is him. And everybody's been talking about him. Okay. The people that have done business with him have also talked about him as well. So there's a lot of people that are speaking out. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta go and tend to baby bunny. Sylvia, I hope you're feeling well. If you're watching this, I hope you're getting some rest. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me know what you guys think about all of the things that we covered today. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you everybody who supported Brady, Becca, Tinkle, Wim. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you again for helping me. Y'all are amazing. I'll see you guys on the next one. And wait for an upload on Naomi King. That's coming next, okay? Just need to edit it. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Hit the like button. Bye, guys.